All right. So it's just you for now. Okay, maybe I should just let's just start already. Okay.
Yeah,
Let me
okay.
just give me 3 minutes,
Okay.
please.
All right. Mr. Abiola, I greet you. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Many people do we have? Okay. Abiola, I think that's you. Chucks. Right. Trying to reach out to other people. Okay. Let's just.
Okay, so Remy, you can go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, I wanted to be sure if I sleep my system, maybe to still be recording, but it is. So go ahead.
All right.
Okay, good evening, guys. Who is here? David and Abiola. Good evening. Have a wonderful class.
Yeah.
Let me head home. I'll join you guys later.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, sir.
So guys, today we are going to be talking about authentication and authorization. So I was doing something like trying to do like a front end for it so we can all see the visual and then know how to integrate it. So let me take this one off. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can unmute yourself so you can ask questions anytime.
All right. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so let me just open my VS Code. Okay, and I also have an image here that can help us see what all these things means. Okay, I have it here in the download folder. Okay, hope my voice is not too low.
Not at all.
All right, so we'll just kick off here. Where is it? Okay, so authentication, I think it's basically just a way of having to test your user to confirm they are who they really say they are. So this is it, authentication. As you can see in this desktop here, I mean this monitor, we have username and password and then login. So it's basically just that way. You can either like authenticate them like through this way, or maybe you just send them a link to their email. Then when they click the link, they get to like get authenticated automatically, or maybe by sending them OTP and see if the number they like inserted is really theirs. So it's just basically a way of confirming that users are who they say they are. Whereby authorization, it's a way you like it's yeah well what it simply means is gives user permission to access your resources. So you can have, let's say, an endpoint that is encrypted, that only authorized users can get access to it. So for example, now if a user isn't signed in, they can't get access to some particular area in the application or in the system. Or let's say you have like an endpoint or like a particular area which is meant for just admins. So that's authorization. So it's only admin that can access that area. So they are the only one that has the permission to access that area. So that's basically it. So what we're going to be doing now, so we're going to be building like a sign up and a login system. So a user creates an account, then log into that account. And then after logging in, we take them to their profile area, right? So if a user isn't signed in, they cannot access the profile area. Do you understand? It's basically just that. Okay, so yeah, this is my VS Code, and I happen to have a lot of image because I was testing. I was testing it while doing it, so I wanted not to waste our time on front end. So, well, we are still going to be like looking at some areas on the front end. So, okay, so I have it somewhere here. But I want to delete those images. There's too much there. So I just can't take off some.
So sorry, sir. Can I ask a question?
Go ahead, please.
I can see we are dealing with, I think, front end a bit, though it's not in depth. Is it possible to be just a back end developer?
Yeah, of course.
Because it seems as though one can't avoid this front end.
You know, the thing is, when you're building back end, at least you need to have an idea of how the front end is going to be like leveraging on that API, if it's API that you're building, you get. So you need to have some idea of front end too.
Okay.
It's not a must do, but I don't want to say it's not. But then every backend developer should know at least a little bit of front end. You know, have an idea of how your people or how the front end are going to use these particular resources they are building. So let's say you don't have any idea now. You're just building. If they're complaining of some particular thing, you wouldn't even understand what they're talking about. And then if they're asking you some things, you might not even be able to, understand what they're saying. They are back end, they are front end, you are back end. So you guys have to like work hand in hand. You need to understand, both of you need to understand at least a bit in each other's field. You understand?
Yeah, I get now.
So,
thank you.
Mr. Abiola, are you there? So you can ask your question if you have one.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay, so let's log in. Oh, where are we? Oh yeah, I started live server. Sorry. All right, let me just kick off the npm run dev. Okay, so let's start it and let's have a visual of what we are going to be working on. Okay, so kick off here, localhost. Yeah, this. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, this is it. I have a form here for user to fill and create an account. And then I also have like this guy here, which is login page, login to access. So they basically just bring their email and a password, and then we authenticate them. So, and then I also have a profile page. So it's just filled with basically dummy data for now. Yeah, okay. Why is this guy not showing? Wow, okay. So yeah, I have like, you can see, you have their name, email, number, occupation. This is basically their profile. So the idea we're going to be working with now is when they create an account, automatically we create a profile for them. We can just put like maybe profile ID and then maybe their email address there. So that's it. All right. Okay. I don't know why this image is not showing, but let me just check real quick. I have I might have deleted it. I think I just deleted the image. Okay, I have my trash here somewhere. Let me see. So, I don't think they came here. Okay, they didn't come here. So, let me see. Fucked up. Shouldn't have. All right. Where is it? This is auth and then public image. Control Z. Damn, didn't bring it back. Okay, I'm just going to like place in another image there. I think I have like this anonymous image somewhere here, and I like it. Yeah, this one. Okay, so I'm going to change it to dummy. That's JPEG. Drag it back. Oh no. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I forgot. I thought I wouldn't be needing. I thought it was part of the images I wouldn't be needing. Okay, take it in there, and yeah, I'm going to paste it here. And then so I just have to like quickly change what's it called, profile. Yeah, the one I had there before was I think PNG. So yeah, this is it? No, this is not it. Okay, I have it here. Hide this guy. Yeah, this is it. So JPEG. Test it. Yeah, okay. So yeah, this is it. I've worked on I think the uploading part of it. So I've done the what's it called, the endpoints for uploading image. So once you select the image, it processes it and then it saves it. So yeah, that's it. But then since we're not using any database for now, if you refresh, it's just going to like go off. So you get the idea. So let's just go back to the home directory and start building from there. So I'm just going to like go over what I've done before so you guys can be up to speed with me. So yeah, this is just basically the front end. You guys can also, like build your own front end for it. And then it's not really compulsory that you must use a front end. Of course, you can test with your Postman. Okay. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so on the left here, I have my controller. As you can see, I have my model for now. It's not going to be doing anything. And I also have my public directory. Then I have like CSS folder in it, image folder in it, JavaScript folder in it. So if I close it, and then I have this upload folder for our motor. So when we're uploading an image, basically it goes straight to the uploads folder. And then I have a utils here. So in the previous tutorial, I put this motor config file in the root directory before. Then I called it config. So now I've decided to move it into this utils folder. So you guys can also move yours in there. It's just a way of structuring your code. You don't want to have a bunch of files like roaming around the root directory. And then since it's a config file, so it makes sense to put it in the utils folder. So that was what I thought. That was why I put it there. So here we have index file. This index.html is basically what we are seeing here when we hit the root of our endpoint, which is // rather. So this is just the HTML file. And then we have the profile file here, profile.html. So basically it's the profile. Okay, so now let's go straight into our, so this profile.js here is front end. So it's front end JavaScript. So yeah, this is it here. Inside of the controller, I have the user.js. So I think some codes here are still the one from the previous tutorial. So there are some functions here that we're taking off. Okay, so this profile, this export.profile, I think is the one like rendering the profile file. I mean the profile HTML file. So basically what it's doing is just like sending the file to the front end, res.send file. Of course, we've talked about that before. So we have part.resolve. So since it's inside the view directory, we just use part.resolve to like resolve the views and then the profile.html file together. So I already told you guys what parts.resolve does. It's basically in any folder or in any folder you use it. If you like, it should be like 10 folder deep. Like maybe the file is inside like 10 folders within each other. once you call path.resolve, it's basically like resolve every path you give it. So and it points to the root directory of your project. Like now, I mean, the root directory is alt. When I close the folder, you see it's alt. Yeah, please go ahead if you have a question.
Okay, sir, about that part dot resolve. I also I that was the first time seeing the previous tutorial was the first time seeing something like that. I used to see something like path.join, then they'll put directory name, then the public
that
folder.
one too can work, but path.join is basically joining two paths together. So let's just do it. If you do a console.log, when you call path.join, they want to use something like this directory name. Yeah. So this directory name could be like this controller file. Since we're inside of it, it could be the controller file. So let's just go straight into where can we go? Can we call it here? I'm coming. Let's see. Let's call it here. So we'll just basically do console.log. Did I spell that way? I don't think so. So I'm just going to correct the spelling. So bring up our console. Yeah, okay. So you see in my console here, if you can see it. Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
So if you can see, it's basically the current directory you are. That's what that's I think lowercase. What can I call this now? Yeah, underscore their name. So it basically points to the current directory that the file is. So now if you see, we call it inside user.js. So when we call directory name, it basically points straight to this folder, the controller folder. So it's the parent directory that you are currently inside of. That's what it's going to point to. So if we're using path.join, then the second parameter would be something like dash dash to move backward. So why go through those stress? Why not just do path.resolve instead, since we are going to the root directory of our project. So yeah, you can also use path.join, but basically you want to use it to join two directories together. So it's not best used to traverse backward. When I mean backward, like go up, like outside of the current folder. Okay.
Well, all right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, it's fine. So let's just quickly write our code. So first thing we want to do is, when we look at it, we see we have a sign up form here. So first thing we want to do is create an endpoint for signing up the user, of course. So let's just go. So get all user. We won't be needing this guy. So we could even edit. Let's edit this one to create user. Create user. Do we have that already? I think we do. So let's look for it. Where's create user? To close this one. Delete user. Yeah, create user. So work with this one. So we have request.body, name, address, age. Of course, we don't have something like age here. So we have full name, email address, password, confirm password. So yeah, we'll just do this one, call it name, right? Is it name? Yeah, let's call it full name. So full name. Don't get it twisted. We're inside the what's it called? The user directory here inside our controller. So you know where we are working. So we have full name, email. Let's check here again. Yeah, password, confirm password. So password. Yeah, you know what this is now. We are destructuring. So of course, the request the body is an object. So we are destructuring an object out of it. So this, yeah, okay. I think it would be good for us to introduce another package here. So let's just let's install all the packages we need. So first we want to npm install JSON web token. So we have JSON web token. We have bcrypt. As it spelled? Bcrypt. So don't misspell it. Let me zoom in so you can see my console very well. So we have JSON web token. So it's spelled, well, let me open my browser and it's npmjs.org/JSON web token. So yeah, it's going to resolve it. Okay, cool. So yeah, you can come to npm and search for it. JSON web token. Don't mix it up with another one. So you can just search for it here also. JSON web token. So there's a first one here, JSON web token. And also, let me open another one. Let me paste it there. Bcrypt. Bcrypt, that's very well. Yeah, Bcrypt. So, okay. A library to help. So you can see the description here. A library to help you hash passwords. So yeah. And then it has you will likely see an error that starts with okay. So yeah, where is it? Okay, so npm install bcrypt. That's how to install it. And then I think the use cases are here. So when you want to use a bcrypt, you have to have your sort, which is 10 right here, plain text. You do all these things. So generate sort. So this function helps you generate your sort. So just give it sort round in number. So it could be 10, 15. Yeah, so that's it. So also bcrypt.hash helps you hash the password. So yeah, that's it. Let's just jump into it. So JSON web token, bcrypt, and also want to install another one called I think Joy. So let's install those three. So while it's installing, let's Google what Joy is. Joy, Joy. Let's see it here. So I think Joy just basically it helps us to validate what's coming from the front end. So I don't think since they don't have enough stuff here, but we could even check their API documentation. So now how to use it even better. And you can see weekly downloads is really high. So this is Joy. You can check it, joy.dev. So first thing, just check it up on what's it called? npm.js. So after that, you can get the link to their documentation there. So this is it for validating. Joy lets you describe your data using a simple, intuitive, and readable language. So basically, it's for validating what's coming from the front end. As you can see, they have a schema here, joy.object. They call username as a field, like as a key that you're expecting. They have password, repeat password. So joy.ref password. So it references this password to make sure that both of them are correct. So you also have bet here, email, and then we'll be using this email, and then we'll have this main domain segment. So yeah, let's jump back into it. Okay, so it has installed. So let's start the server, npm run dev, then hide it. Okay, so create user. So now we've installed those our packages, right? So I think for now I'm just going to try. I'm just going to take off. We have upload image here. Image upload is already working, so I'm just going to leave it. Anyone I don't need, I should take it off. So I don't think I need this guy. So I'm just going to take off this. Yeah. Okay, we could even use this database to maybe keep some stuff. Yeah, so I want to bring in const, what's it called? JSON. I'm just going to call it JWT, WT, and then require. Where is my what's it called, Copilot? JSON. Yeah, JSON web token. Bring in bcrypt const bcrypt. B. B. Oh, bcrypt. Yeah, bring in joy. Const joy. Where's Copilot? So yeah, bringing joy. So first thing we want to do is what's all this? Okay, take off this line. So yeah, I also brought in file system, FS file system, and then path. Of course, we've used path. I brought in file system to like when a profile is uploaded, to move the profile from the upload directory to like the permanent directory, which is inside public. So that's what I'm going to show you the code. I'm in the line here. So profile, close profile. Oh, this stop, please. Okay. Jesus. Okay. Where is it? Okay. So yeah, first thing I want to do is const okay, let's say let's call it object schema. So so I think we call it joy dot was it joy dot the object, think object dot keys. Okay. Okay, so call it full name. So whatever I want to put here has to be like it has to be the keys that I mean the input name coming from the front end. It has to be it. So we'll have a full name. So we can say joy dot string. Tell Joy the type that we're expecting. So it's string. And then you can also place required there. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay, you can place required there for Joy to know that, yeah, this field is really, really required. So then we have email. So now we call joy dot string email. Yeah, that can work. And then we can say the minimum domain segment should be 2, right? Then this is also required. So basically what minimum domain segments means is what it is it tells Joy that so I'm sorry for that. So it tells Joy that the domain segment of what is coming, like if you have like let's say at Gmail. So whoa, what's that? So let's say at Gmail, then the dot, what comes after the dot? What comes after the dot? Like that's the domain segment. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, so like if you have .c, it's going to throw an error because we said the minimum domain segment should be 2, so it has to be that .co or .com. Brought this guy. Okay. Sorry for that. This is really disturbing. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's go for what's it? Let's see again. What's our form like? It's what it's like that's going to determine. So
Password.
we have name. Yeah, we have password. So we have password, then joy. Okay. So we have password. It should be joy dot, what's it called? Joy dot string. I think I can't just run away from here. Joy dot string. So joy dot string dot let's see their schema. I mean their API again. If they have something like joy dot password there. So repeat password. It's also going to be string, right? Joy dot string. Then you can give it a pattern. If you know your regular expression well, you can pass in regular expression here for it to test. So I think I'm already testing. If you can see our own front end, we already have it here. So I've already handled that in front end. So we have password strength here. So if you type in something that does not meet the requirements, it's going to throw you, like tell you that the password is poor. I mean, the strength of the password is poor. So we don't have to worry about ourselves about that in the back end. So let's just do it like this and then tell you that we need it. It's compulsory. Is it writing nonsense here? So required. So you want to do that. So and also for our repeat password, I'm going to like check that in the front end to be sure that it's a repeat password. So repeat underscore password. So basically it's just going to like be joy. I think joy dot ref. Yeah, it's going to reference password. Password string, right? It's going to reference password. So yeah, I think I should like reduce the size. Yeah, okay. So that's it. That's it. Cool. So now we can.
Can I ask a question on this part?
No, go ahead, please. That's why. Go ahead. That's why I hear.
Yeah, for the password aspect, you have joy.string too. What
Yeah.
if we want the password to be a mixture of string, number, and maybe symbol?
Yeah,
Hope
that's
this won't throw
still
an
a
error.
string. Of course not. It's still a string now. You know, anything
Okay.
that comes from the front end is a string. Hope you are aware.
Okay. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
now.
except you're using JavaScript to send in number. But anything that comes from a form, it's always a string.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I've deleted some stuff here. So I want to take off bad inputs that can help us do something. Okay, so let me just have if here. Okay, so yeah, after this, then we'll have so here we can use try and catch here, right? So let me just quickly go over try and catch. So try and catch, we have try, then we have catch. So we have catch. This is to help us like handle errors, right? So the codes that goes inside the try block tries and those codes, like those codes are being tried by the try block. So if there's an error there, it gets thrown, or let's say an error gets thrown out from there, then I mean if it's yeah, if you throw an error there, an error gets thrown out of there, it's going to be handled by the catch block. So catch block is going to catch it. And then catching it just helps you not to like break the flow of I mean the code execution, right? So we're going to do that. So any error that comes, we handle it and then we catch it. I mean, yeah. So we're going to do like joy. Is it no? Now we want to like test this our schema against what is coming from the front end. So it's going to be like this and then that validate. Let's just do the validate async. Okay. Validate async. Validate async. Okay, so validate is sync. I'm really having a bad background here. So is it is this correct? Validate is sync, right? Okay. So then we put in the request dot body. So anything, so if we have like any keys that's not part of this our schema here, it's going to throw an error. So this helps us to like handle things that comes from the front end, so that any random things does not just come in. So we've already have a schema for what we're expecting, right? Yeah. So that's what it's going to do for us. So now we have our try and catch block here. So basically all these codes here, I want to put it in the try block. Yeah. So okay. So you can also set this to like const to a variable. You can set to a variable because it's going to return like everything it processes here. It's going to return it. So we can then save that in a variable. So now we can destructure. So const. Say yeah, this is going to be a promise. So we should await it. So then we should have like a sync here. A sync. So then after that, we await it here. So we have this. Where's the error coming from? Okay, this is the error here. So yeah, now we can then destructure whatever we need out of this data variable here, because after processing whatever it's processing in the request body, it returns it to this our variable here. So then we have the object is being returned to the variable, then we can then take out what we need from the object. So since we're expecting full name, we take it out. Email, we take it out. Password, we take it out. Repeat password, can also take that out of it. Do we need repeat password? No, we don't. So these are basically what we need. The repeat password is just to be sure that the user isn't making any mistake while typing their password. So we don't need it for, we just want to be sure that the password and the repeat password matches each other. So now we can then proceed to creating this user. So how do we do this now? Yeah. So let's check our, what's it called, database. Let's check our database here. So we can save all these things in the database. So yeah. Let's take out these ones here. Okay, we don't need the object in it. So yeah, that's it. User database, right? Okay. So we can use that here. So yeah, have we okay, yeah, we've required it, all user records. So let me just destructure it. Okay, so user database, yeah, user database. So we can then make life easier for us, call it DB, and then we assign it to the user database. So it's just going to be shorter for us by referencing DB. We're still like referencing user database. So yeah, then after all these steps, so there's no need to check if there's something, because there's no need to check if it's empty or not. Like, I mean, if all this full name, email, and password is empty, Joy is already handling that for us. So we can just proceed with creating the user now. So yeah, we also want to create, we also need, what's it called? We need UUID. If we don't have it here, we need it. I think we've installed that before, right? Require UUI. Oh yeah, we do. Let's just take out the v4 slash v4. So it's the version 4 that we need. So yeah, I believe you guys know UUID by now. We've used them before, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So just basically generate random ID for you. So now we can have an object const user. We set it to an object. So basically we can just put in these guys here. And then uh okay, so we also want to, let's say, const uh okay, you know what, let's just turn this to a let, so we can just update this password field here. I mean, the password that we get from it. So basically, we just say password, save it to the hash password. So we've brought in bcrypt, right? So bcrypt, we say bcrypt dot let's call the hash sync function hash sync. So you can see the parameter. It says data, and then the second parameter is sort rounds. Yeah, I think that's basically the two parameters it needs. So the data damn. So the data that I want to hash now is going to be the password, right? Password should be our data, and then the second one is going to be like the sort rounds. So just placing 10 there. So we can log this to the console. Code. Console.log. So let's just log this to the console. So yeah, let's log that to the console. Check my console. For now, we are not saving anything. We're just going to test this. But then before testing, let's go to our HTML file and have JavaScript do all these things for us. So I think it's here. Take this guy off. So we have our form here. Login to access. This is for login. And then, okay, then this is for sign up. I think, yeah, this is for sign up. Okay, I need to change this to full name. This is name here. So your name is name here. So I'm going to come back to that. I have a lot of tabs here, right? Take off database. I don't need you. Index, take off index. Take off style. Take off app.js. So yeah, the JavaScript that is handling this form, I think it's somewhere inside the public directory. Just quickly check that. We have okay. So we have app.js here. So I have the script here. So we have forms, and then I have all these guys here. So forms.login.parent, that's not our concern. What we want to be concerned about is what we are concerned about is the creating part. So register password. Okay, so yeah, these are the guys checking for the password. Form.c password. Okay, so check it. Let me see the repeat password. So I think the name is somewhat like C password and not repeat password. So we're going to update that. So we have password, where's the repeat password? So yeah, where's the repeat password? Okay, yeah, this is it here. Confirm password. So where's the name? This is the input field. The name is C password. So go to our controller. I want to make sure we update that too. So create, there's going to be C password, and this is name. So where are we? Okay, so yeah, here too. This is name. Okay, yeah, that's out of the way now. So yeah, after that, okay, take this guy, just minimize that. Okay, so this is the register part, yeah. So name, email, password. Oh, okay. So it's basically name, email, and password that this guy is bringing here. Okay, so then we still don't need, that means we don't need to verify the confirm password. Yeah. Yep. I think we don't need to worry ourselves. But then let's see. Let's see. Can bring it in. Password, your target dot think they see password. Okay, so yeah, I think it's C password. So email password. Okay. So this helps us send the confirm password too. Okay, then after that, it's just basically takes everything, type of request post, the URL, and the data. So yeah, let's just test this real quick. We have our user controller. So here we have, okay. Yeah, so we are just testing for now. We are not actually sending a response to the client. So let's just quickly test this. So, Elijah, my email address is the 97, okay, gmail.com for the password 09009. Then let's at fb.com. Put the at there. Yeah, excellent. That's, yeah, it matches now. So can send, failed to create account. Yeah, that's fine. We expect that. Oh, post slash sign up. Okay, so yeah, our user, our create account, we have to, we have to call it in the index directory here. And then it's sending it to user slash sign up. So let's make sure that we have an endpoint available for that. Okay, so we don't have an endpoint yet for that. So we create it here. So app.post slash user slash sign up. So yeah, then we should have user dot create account. And then this the error part, I think the text is too big. So let's resend this. So processing info failed to, yeah, no problem. Let's check. Still 404.
You wrote
Yeah,
you
I just saw it. I just saw it. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So let's initiate it again. Check. We have some bunch of errors here. So what's the error? Better be meaningful. What's going on? Joy.object.keys is not a function. Okay. Yeah, where's joy? Well, you can forget things, So it's joy object. Okay, no problem. We are all allowed to forget things, right? So I think I've forgotten as joy dot object. Okay, no problem. Let's just test that again. Yeah, processing info, check. Okay, yeah, so we got the right thing. Now see, the password has been hashed for us. So we have some bunch of jailbreaks here. Some bunch of numbers and all that. So yeah, so now, don't forget, we called bcrypt.hashsync and we gave it the password that came in from the user. And then we gave it a sort number. So the second parameter is for sort number. So instead of us generating sort, we just passed in number here for it. So bcrypt.hashsync hashes the password, and then it's being saved inside of the variable, like inside of this password variable. It's being saved inside back. Then we log it to the console. So this is what we have here in the console now, the password. So this is the password that we're going to be saving inside our database, so that, well, you should know it for security purposes. You don't want to save your user password directly inside your database, because let's assume that someone just like hack into your database now, and then you use the real user password, then they'll be able to access the user account with the password. So for security purposes, you should always hash your password before you save it, or your user's password. Okay, now, so we have that out of the way. So we can then build up this our object now. So let's pass in everything. Let's pass in everything. Yeah, like that. ES6, everything is going to align properly for us later. So yeah, the user ID. Yeah, the user ID. So ID equal to, so UUID, I think. Basically, just call our UUID function. Yes, so I expect this to work. So instead of logging the password now, let's just copy it and put it down here and log the user instead. Yeah, I can't spell user very well. Okay, user, restart the server. Yeah, this can stay dormant like this. Oh yeah, so check. We have our object here, the ID, the name, the email, the password. So yeah, that's great. That's what we want to save. So now we can then push this into our DB. So should we create the user object? So this is hash the user password. And should we use, yeah, it hashes it. And then this creates the user object. Now, what are we going to do now? So we just basically we call db.push. Let's push our user in there. So after that, then we can call our res.json. So we say okay is true, and then we don't need to send in the user. I mean, we don't need to send back the user to the front end. They don't need it for now. So
Okay, sorry, I want to ask a,
yeah, go ahead, please.
okay, so I was following the documentation as you're doing your stuff. So I was checking something on BigPip. I just want to confirm something. What's the difference between BigPip.hash and BigPip.hash synchronize or something?
Okay, hash sync. So I think hash returns an what's it called? A promise. So I think hash returns a promise. So that's why I'm using hash sync. But then let's see, let's test it. Let's test it. I don't want to tell you what I don't know or what I'm not sure of. So for now, I'm just going to like proceed and message. Let's say user created successfully. Yeah. So we send in a success message. I mean, we send out a success message. So for this guy here, we just basically say res dot. Oh yeah, let's use status. So status 422 like I think unprocessable entity. I think so. So yeah, dot JSON. I'm sorry, we're going to test that now. So okay, false, then message. Yeah, I think the message can come from Joy. So yeah, we have error dot, yeah, error dot details, I think. Details, then this, then that message. So I'm going to log the error again in the console. Like I'm going to log it, console.log error. So you can see how we came about this error details and all that. So yeah, let's test now. Don't forget we're using hash. So account created successfully. Yeah, I think you didn't log it to the console. Why? Oh, it's like we've cleaned that part. So let's do console.log again. Console.log password log password to actually know if it's successful. Oh, okay. So once you sign up, the JavaScript part just changes the current screen to the login screen. So that's why that happened. Elijah. So I'm just going to use Remy at gmail.com. So that's the important part there. 0000000. Okay. 1 0000001. Not enough. 0. Oh yeah. Okay. Check it. Oh yeah. So as you can see, can you see my console? So we have promise and then we have pending. That came from password. So it means that it has not completed the process of hashing the password because it returns a promise. So we have to resolve the promise. So in order to resolve that promise, we can also use await. We can also use await since we already have a sync out here. I mean a sync before the function. So we can use await to await it. Notice this object dot validate a sync to I used await for it. That's because it returns a promise. So I can use await to resolve this promise or use the ES5 method by using dot then. So I'll have dot then dot catch for the error to catch the error if there's an error. So instead of going through all this stress, that's why I just prefer using the hash sync because that does not return a promise, right? You understand it now?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thanks.
Yeah. So hash sync. All right. So I think using that, so you notice that everything was still successful. You did not throw any error. So this guy wouldn't even know that the promise has not resolved yet. It's just going to like save the promise like that inside of the. I was going to save it inside of the DB. So yeah, we've resolved it now. So everything is fine. So yeah, we can proceed now. So let's okay, so we create the user, right? Then we have the user login with their existing data. So let's make the login part. So for the login, hide this guy, close the sidebar. I have enough room here. So yeah, basically this is everything. Sends out response, call a response to the client. So yeah, that's that part. So let's quickly have our, we are done with this part here, so we can minimize this tab. So for get one user, actually this can help us, but then no, let's just leave that one. So we come here, say exports dot sign in, then can have a sync here, and then let's use ES5 request, ES6 response. So first thing first, once you get the user, let's get what was inserted. So let's also use joy here. So const object, call it object. So joy dot object. So for this one, we are expecting email. joy.string .email main domain segment, bring that up. Thank you. 2. Let's be sure. Yeah, is there a need? Okay. Yeah, let's keep this here, and then for the password, so joy.string, and it's required. It's required. Though the front end can handle this, but then let's also handle it ourselves at the back end here. So let's use our try and catch. And then we have our catch. So um 42. That's JSON. Believe you know all these things, yeah? Message. Did I even say message for the other one? So message error dot details. I hope it is details 0 dot message. So for the try block here, just say const data. So call object. Of course, we want to await it first. Await object dot validate. Validate is sync. Yeah. So request the body. So this validates the input for us. So yeah, what we want to do is now our db.find. So user. So user. Should we first find the user db.find? So if user dot email equal to email. So here now we have to destructure it to say const email password. Oh boy, password. Take that out of data. We'll have access to it. You know, right? So after the structure, after validating this, it returns the email and address of the person, and then we take it out of the data object. So here now, we check if the username matches the user in the DB. I mean, if the email matches the user email in the DB. So after, if it matches, then now if it matches, we also need to test for their password to be sure that it's correct. So now we say if that, so then let's say const is password equal to. So here now, don't forget when they bring in their password, we need to test it with the password we have already. And the password that we saved was the hash password. So they are bringing their real password, and then we have the hash password saved. How do we test both of them and know if it matches? So we use bcrypt to hash the password, right? We can still use bcrypt to like get the password back. So bcrypt won't like unhash the password back. It won't. It's just going to like give us a function that we can use to test the real password with the hash one. So now we have bcrypt. Yeah, how's that spelled? Bcrypt dot I think it's compare sync. Yeah, compare sync. So the first parameter, what is it? The data, right? Data encrypted. So first parameter is password. Now the password that the user gives us, and then the hash password. So we can have access to the hash password with user.password. Yeah. So don't forget, we saved this user information inside of the DB, right? So don't forget, when they created their account, we pushed their details into the DB. So now we get the DB, and then we find the user by their email. So if we get the user by their email, then we test for the user password. So that's what this does. So what's all this? Can't VS Code just like hide this for me and not? So now it returns that. That's of course going to return true or false. So we want to check if is password. So if it's password, then so if it's password, so let's comment this. Find user by email. So okay. So this is find user, and then this is going to be the find user by email. Find user by email, and then this verifies user password. So yeah, I mean, well, yeah, take both of the lines. So yeah, this verifies the user's password. So if his password, right? So if his password now, this is what we're going to send out our response. Yeah, response.status. So this is going to be it's going to be okay, then JSON okay, true. And then we're also going to send out their token. So this is where that token comes in. After the token, then we send out message user, you can say logged in successfully, right? So that's if if their password is correct and their email address is valid. So then we can call else for this one. So we can say else, that's if the password is not correct. We can just say else. We're also going to send this out, but without the token. So without the actual token. So get that token off. Then we say false. And then we tell them what actually happened. So incorrect password for that one. So for the else of the email address, that's if the email address is not valid. So we can just say else. This is of course not going to be okay again. So this is going to be like 400. This is going to be maybe 400 too, or it could be 404. This could be 404. User not found. False. Take off the. Okay. So just say user not. Can you guys hear me? Not found.
Yeah, we can.
So yeah, this if statement is kind of, oh yeah, I think I wrote this guy in the wrong area. So it's going to be here. So this else is for the email address validation. So, and then this one is for the password, the if is for the password. This is the else for the password, so incorrect password. So yeah, that's basically this. So yeah, and here that we're sending out token, we need to generate that token. So we need to generate the token here. So generate user token. So we have JWT, right? JWT. Don't forget we've required JWT. So it's here, the first line. So JWT dot what's it called? I might have forgotten. So JWT dot sign. So call JWT dot sign. So the payload, this sign now, what it does is it allows us to like encrypt some data inside of the token. You get? So for the payload now, what we will do is we're going to put in their ID there, right? So later on, we're going to get that ID and then find the user by the ID. So we just say for the payload, we put in an object, then so we have access to the user object here, user.id. User.id. Oh yeah, we need to tell it that it's an ID. So ID equal to user.id. So the first one is object, the first parameter. So the second parameter here, it's secret. So as you can see here, we have secret or private key. So the secrets I want to use to like encrypt the user, that's our like password, or yeah, think of it as a password. So for now, let's just put secret. Let's put, we could put, or we could put secret. Let's not just, don't just forget it, because when you're going to verify the user, you'll be needing it. I mean, when you're going to like be decrypting the password, you'll be needing it. So these options now can give us access to the lifetime, like the expiry date, I think expires in, and this you can put a lot of this thing here. So you can put milliseconds, you can put anything. You can, I don't know. So let's just like do 2D. I think 2D can work for days. So 2 days. So the user can be logged in for 2 days. Then after 2 days, the token expires. So the user has to like log in again. So we should save this const token, put it here. So then, so let's be sure that we actually have a token. So we log it to the console and see what it looks like. So yeah, I think this is basically everything. So we verify the user password. No, first thing first, we find the user by email, then verifies user password, then generate user token after the user has been verified. And after that, then we send out so we send out the response. So we send out the response with their actual token, with their token. So for here, we return incorrect password. If it's not correct, then so for this other parts, we just tell them user not found. So that's if their email is not valid. So yeah, after all these things, we need to like really find a way to sign the user in. Yeah, bring up this guy, and yeah. So where's our routes? I think app.post is also going to be a post request. I don't really know the endpoint I'm using there, but user maybe login. Then we have user.sign in. So yeah, I decided I'll bring up this guy. So like now let's, oh yeah, we have to create the actual user. Well, each time we like restart, we lost the user. So Remy Lekun Elijah. For the email, I'm going to keep it simple, remy@gmail.com. You don't want to forget this one now. So you make sure the password is correct. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, yes.
So account created. Yeah, do you have a question?
Class.
Remy@gmail.com. And then the password. log in successfully. That's great. Yeah, so yeah, we've been able to log in. So yeah, let's check our console. So don't forget, we what's it called? We log the
Is it
token.
okay?
Yeah, it's working. We log the token. So let's go back there. So this is it. We generate the user token and then we log the token to the console. So this long text here, this is the token of the user. This token encrypts the user information. Don't forget, we encrypt their ID. So we have their ID inside of this token. So that, and we use this, our secret key here, Lucifer secret, we use it to like encrypt it. So, and then we give it an expiry date. It's going to expire in 2 days, right? So that's basically it. So yeah, we can also, so we have JSON Web Token here. You can go through it. So how to install it is here, basically, just, and then how to use it is also here somewhere. So this is it here, JWT require, okay, then token JSON.sign. We have the, as you can see, it's an object. So the what when you are signing, what you want to encrypt is an object, should always be an object. So, and then this is their secret key that isn't like encrypted. And notice they don't have an option, so there's no expiry date for it. They didn't give it one. So, and then these are other ways you can also do it. Like, just go through it, and then everything is going to like unveil to you. I mean, it's going to be unveiled to you. So yeah, now we need to
Can I
go back
ask a
to our
question,
code.
please?
What did you say?
Can I ask a question, please?
Of course, go ahead.
This encryption, once it expires and the user logs in again, does
yeah, it gets regenerated. So
like does it regenerate another encryption? Like, is it the same or?
No, it's always changing.
Okay, so since it keeps changing, is our database also going to keep changing?
Notice that we are not saving the token inside the database. So when basically is when the user logs in, that's when we generate the token for them. And then we are not saving the token inside of the database. So the token is not, we are not saving it anywhere.
Anywhere, okay.
We just like give it back to the front end. It's the front end that is going to like save it. So that next time that the user is coming, they bring the token for us. Then we verify it before we can give them access to their profile, or before we can give them access to their profile or the next page. So the thing is, if they don't log in, they don't get to see their profile. So of course you have to log in for us. So that's the idea.
All right, thank you.
So now, when we generate the token, let's take away the console.log part. After generating it, notice the next thing we did is we pass it to the objects that are returning, that's to the response. We send it out immediately. So we didn't save it anywhere at all.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the idea. We don't save it. We just give it to the front end. So when they bring it, we use the same password to like decrypt it. So now that we're done with that part, we need to go straight into our app.js or wherever we are doing this thing. Wherever our front end is, we need to go there. So this is it. I think this is for account creation. So register.submit, we just hide this. We are done with this part. Just hide it. Now we come to forms.login. Yeah. Well, that's it. This is the login part. So they bring in their email and password, send it. So here, this part here, of course, we know what, okay, we are not expecting user, no user. Let's take away user. We just have the token. So here now, success, that's when the users are successfully logging, so we get the data and then we take the token out of it. So this token now is we want to like keep it in a secured, well, not exactly secure, but you have to keep it somewhere. We want to keep it somewhere. So this part here, I notice after all this thing, we just display no user, we just display the success message, and then we display login successfully or login successful. Actually, we are supposed to be like returning the login text should be what comes in from the back end data.message. So I want to use that. So after logging in, we just redirect them to slash profile, right? Slash profile document.href. I mean document.location as href. Yeah. So here now I want to save this token. I'm just going to do like what's it called? Local storage, right? So I have local storage at my reach. So I'm just going to use it. Local storage. So this is a storage available in the browser. Local storage dot dot what's it called? Local storage dot well I've forgotten. It's been long I use local storage. So let me just log it to the console. Or rather, go to the console, the browser console. So this my what is this? Wow. This my form isn't I don't think is responsive. I mean this profile page. But I just want to check for local storage. So when you type it here, local storage, TD email. Wow. Am I already saving something here? Oh yeah, this is just saving the email. Yeah. Let me check the prototype. So yeah, we have local storage dot set item. Yeah. So local storage dot set item. This is the actual one I want to use. Set item. So I'm sorry, local storage dot set item. So the key. So I'm just going to call it token. Easy to remember. Token and then the actual, I mean the value. So of course you want to stringify this one. But it's not an object, yeah. So I can just put it in there like that. JSON that pass. I mean token. So yeah, save it like this. So next time when want to access the user, I mean the what's it called? Next time when I want to like go to the profile page, I'm going to make another request to the server to get the user information. So yeah. So now let's bring up our local storage for now and see what it looks like. Application. So this is local storage here. If you get to application, you see something like this storage, and you want to visit this particular one here. So I think I have something saved here before. TD email. Can't remember when I saved this one here. I'm just going to delete it. So yeah, keep this guy open like this and make this super big. Yeah, go back to the home directory. I don't know where our logo is centered. So why is this not saving? Remy Junior Remy at gmail.com. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. I mean dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then dots. Account created successfully. Thank you. So I want to log in now. Hey, what's my email address? Remy at gmail.com. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then dots. Processing your input to log in successfully. Yeah, so after logging in now, I decided to save the token to the local storage. Now see this other part here. Now we have token, then we assigned it to our token. So now you can see the front end is saving the user token. So this is it here now. So now I've saved the token successfully now. So next time when we are accessing this profile route, we have to bring in a token. So yeah, we are going to do that. Grab this guy. Okay. I beg. Okay, guys. Let's just jump to this profile route, right? Bring in the sidebar. Okay, so yeah. Okay, what am I going to do here? First check this user part here. What's it called? So minimize, we've been able to log in, yeah? So we can just close that part. So export, I think we're almost out of time here. So export that get profile. Yeah, another thing I forgot is, another thing we didn't create the user profile. So while creating the user account, we're going to look into that. Sync, request, response. So I think this project here, we're going to like extend it to the next tutorial, right? So, but then let's quickly fix the part of their profile. So in our schema, in our database schema here, oh, actually we don't have a schema for database. So we can just call this profile database. So we export it here in the user part here. So we have user database and profile database, cool. So for the profile, what we just do is when creating a user, so here now we would also have a const profile, and then it's going to be an object with an ID. So here we just call UUID. And then we can also do something like maybe attach their email. Well, they have a name, right? Cool. So we can just put their name. Well, we can do that. But then the user table, the user database already have their name, right? Okay. What should we do now? Okay, maybe for now, right? Let's just put in all the details here, except their password. We can't put password in profile. It's not possible. So here now, they can have just these few things for now. So later on when they are updating, they can then bring in the rest later. So now we have their name, email, yeah. So, and then we have their, their profile ID. So we just also say, okay, save user profile in the DB. We just say db.push. Oh, not DB this time. This DB is just for the, I think the DB is for the user. So we can just say profile think we have it here. Profile database dot push. Then I'm just pushing the profile. So yeah, like this, we have the profile for the user, and then we have the actual user. So how can this, so how can we access, how can these guys relate to each other? So we can use the user, you can use the user email to get the user profile. So that one too is possible. So that's a way of linking one table to with the other. So yeah, that's it. So now we've created a profile for the user like this. So yeah. So next time, yeah, are you there? You want to say something? Is there a question? So what should we do now? Yeah. So if they are bringing in if they want to get the user profile, they are going to have to like include that token in the header. So that's how we're going to get it here now. Just say const token equal to, it's going to be in the header, so it's going to be request dot headers, I think that's authorization. So yeah, it's going to be inside of it, and then we can then do console.log the token. Of course, it's not just going to be the token. So if we do console.log now, then the token, what we're going to get is going to be something like this, bearer. Actually, we shouldn't just, what's it called? We shouldn't just issue them the token like that, but it's fine. So it's going to be bearer, and then we'll have the long string. I mean, the token is going to be, there's no space there, only dots and then dots, right? That's how, that's the format. That's how they're going to bring it in. So we have to look for a way to like get just the token and not include the bearer. So actually, when we are sending out the token, we should have included the bearer. So we're going to do that now. So sign in. Where's the token? Where's the token? Okay, this is a token, right? So how are we going to do this now? So let's just put it here. Token is going to be like this. Let's use template string. Well, actually, yeah, let's just do like this. So we're going to send it like this to them, bearer, and then we have a space. Do it like this, then we put the token. So we are the ones sending them the token in this format. So when they bring it in, we know how to like get the token out of it. So as you can see, this is it here now. Token, this is what we send out to them. So yeah. So we can just close this part. Where is it? Close this part. So yeah, I think we do not have much time again, right? So we are going to continue in our next tutorial. So but do you guys have any question?
No question.
Okay. Real quick, we can quickly check what this thing is going to look like here. So profile. So the thing, what we're going to do next there in this profile now. So app.post. Oh yeah, then click here. So app.post. We're going to be having something like it's going to be like user slash, actually we can do it like profile. So it's a post request, right? They're going to be sending the token. So here now this is where, we've been talking about, we talked the introduction, the introductory part is authorization and authentication, right? So
Yeah.
what we've done so far is authentication. So we've been able to like authenticate the user. So the authentication part is where the user gets to log in with their credentials. I mean, when I say credentials, their email and their password, right? So that part, that was where we authenticated the user using their credentials. So the authorization part is where they get to like bring in some certain information or details, and then we check the details too before authorizing them, before like allowing them to access the authorized area. So what we are going to do next is we are going to build a middleware that checks for the token. The middleware is going to like check for the token and know if the token has expired. So if it has expired, it does not allow them to like reach the handler. So if it has not expired, then it allows them to reach the handler. So that's the authorization part. The middleware is the authorization. So if next class we're going to be in, let me just give you an overview of what we're going to be doing next. So I've talked about the authorization part. That's the middleware. So our middleware is going to be called authorization. We are going to call it authorization. And then we're going to be having like a user.get profile. Right. So this is how it's going to look like. So we are already building the get profile handler, but we'll complete it next time. I mean, we don't have much time again. So the authorization is a function. Of course, it's going to be a function. You already know function, then authorization. So we've talked about Express middleware before, where we use some Express this thing, what's it called, middleware. So it's going to look something like this: request, then response, then next. That's basically it. Oh yeah, made a mistake. Shouldn't have added this guy. So it's going to be like this. And then here, this is where we do our verification. We're going to bring in JWT, and then we're going to use JWT WT to verify the token. Actually, JWT does verify. And then we just pass in request that I think headers, and then that's the authorization part that they're bringing in. So this part, we bring in the token, and then we pass in our secret. I think it was Lucifer underscore secret. Yeah, they spelled the Lucifer well. So after doing the verification, then it's going to give us what we kept in it, that the payload, the objects that we pass into it is going to give us the object back. That if the token has not expired, or if the token has expired, it's going to throw an error. Yeah, sorry. Did my screen, like, were you able to, have you been seeing my screen or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, so yeah, what we're going to do next, we're going to treat this authorization part. So next, I'm not going to leave it here in the root directory. So I would have like refactored it in our next class. So I'm just going to like put it somewhere inside of a folder called middleware, and then require it here, then pass it in this what's it called, in this function here, pass it in as a middleware. So yeah, that's just going to be all for today. And I hope you guys have been able to like get some things out of this whole session.
Very
Yeah,
much.
sure.
Okay.
Please, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, for Node.js, does Node.js not have a framework like Python and Django? Django, they kind of have this framework that authorizes
Django,
everything and authenticates their stuff for them.
Of course, you can use JavaScript
Does
has its
Node.js
own.
not? Okay.
Yeah, Node.js has its own. I think you can use Passport.js. I think Passport.js has authorization part. I think that's a functionality. So you can use that, but then it's pretty straightforward to just I think it's Passport.js. Well, yeah. Yeah, passport.js.org. Yeah. So you can also check it out if you think it's something you can use, but I don't want to like overwhelm you guys with lots of packages.
Yeah, I understand. I just want to confirm.
So we'll take it one at a time. We're still going to get to a part where we'll be doing what's it called, social media logins.
Okay.
Where user can like sign up with social media or log in with social media, like using Facebook, using things like that. So yeah, I think you guys have tried, and I really appreciate you guys that attended this session. I know it's not easy to stay up this late.
Thank you.
Yeah, Abiola, you've been
thank
quiet.
you, sir. Thank you for your time.
No,
I've observed you. I'm following you along.
I know you are. I know. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much, guys. And if you have further
Thank you very
questions,
much.
please drop it in the Slack channel. We have a Slack channel for asking questions. I think it's Ask a Mentor channel, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can drop your questions there if you have further questions.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, it's fine.
Thank you, sir.
See you guys. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you too. Okay, yeah, Mr. IK, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah, you can just take over from here.
Take over. Yeah, finished work. Let's actually take over. Okay, I just actually have one question to David and Abiola. Would you want this time to be would you want having this class, this part at this time? Would you want it to be a recurring thing? Is it most comfortable?
Yeah, it's very comfortable for
me. To me, I like it like this.
Oh, Remy. Hello, Remy. Can you hear me? Remy has stepped out. Okay, well, I think I'll talk to Remy and then we'll see how we can just make this recurring.
Okay. Thank you.
So thank you guys and have a wonderful night rest.
Oh, you too. Thank you very much.